I said, yo, what's up, everybody? I'm Ammer. This is Ammer's Logic. Got a new video for you today. Milwaukee Bucks trades, rumors, and news. Live edition. Before we get into it, you know the spiel. Comment, like, subscribe, and share this electrifying content with the people. Y'all saw the post today. Y'all saw the short. You saw the title for this live. I just wanted to chop it up with friends and family. Just a little bit about the Bucks as far as why we're flying under the radar, why the moves that we've made, which I think have completely revamped this roster, not bigger news in the media as far as what the Bucks were able to do after losing Damian Lillard, to waive Damian Lillard, to bring in all of these quality players, and nobody's saying anything. They're still talking about Giannis leaving, everything besides giving the Bucks credit for what our GM has done to revamp this roster to make us be competitive coming into this season. Because we got to be real. Before all these moves were made, people were talking about dark ages and all of this stuff. These moves have given the fan base hope and an injection of spirit with the fan base, which is dope. But it's just very interesting to me why the media isn't talking about the Bucks being one of the elite teams in the Eastern Conference, seeing our roster. And that's what I kind of wanted to talk to friends and family about. Is it that we don't have a true second score? We don't have the star power besides Giannis? I just want to talk to friends and family. Shout out to the best of the business, friends and family. Bucks Nation, salute. Or have the Bucks put themselves in this predicament to be overlooked due to past failures of the previous years of all the first round exits, things of that nature? Because we have to be real, friends and family. I was thinking about this before the live. We were the media darlings for quite some time. We were the media darlings. People loved the Bucks. We won the championship. Everything was all hunky dory, right? The problem started when we started getting put out in the first round. Regardless of the circumstances, I understand the injuries. I know what it is, but I'm telling you from a media perspective, it's like we kept disappointing them, so now they moved on. Now they're about OKC, they're about the Pacers and things like that. Do you guys think that's valid for what's happened with how the Bucks have performed over the past, let's say, half a decade? That we have lost, the media has lost faith in the Bucks regardless of what moves we make. Is it up to the Bucks to change the media perception on this team and start winning and start getting out of the first round to get our respect back? Y'all let me know what y'all think. That's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about this roster. Is it really a top 5 roster? Should the Bucks be spoken about more as a team that's a real threat to come out the East? I think they should be, especially obviously you don't want anybody to be hurt, but with how injury riddled the Eastern Conference is, I don't see how the Bucks aren't talked about up there with the Knicks, up there with Cleveland. I don't understand. Now, like I said, it could be media bias, like I said, from all the first round exits. But let's get into it, friends and family. Y'all gonna let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Let me see who in the building. What up, Derek Stevenson? What's good? Luke, what's good? BKC in the building. Brandon King Carter, what's good? Jeff Riley, I see you. Greg Delaney, what's good? Mr. 414, Tony Tone in the building. Jimmy Roller, Derek Stevenson. What up, Tish? OG of the chat, Queens of the chat in the building. What up, Tish? Salute. My boy Jeff Riley was good, Jeff. What up, Patrice? Queens of the chat in here early. Robert Brooks, what's good? Appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate y'all tapping in. My boy Hotline Bling is in the building. What's good? J. Cole, I see y'all. So let's chop this up, y'all. Jeff said the first round exits are due to injuries to K-Mid, Giannis, and Dame. I'm not saying that that's not the case, Jeff, but I'm saying just because of the multiple years of consistent disappointment, have we fallen out of favor with the media? And can we complain even now that we have a good team and the media isn't giving us any credit because we've shown to get put out early in the playoffs? It's the same thing. Like, this is switching sports real quick. Like, y'all know I'm a Milwaukee fan, whatever. You know what I'm saying? The Milwaukee Brewers have won 11 in a row, right? Everybody's all excited, but I can't be excited because the Brewers always get put out in the first round. They'll win a division. They'll do all this outstanding stuff and then get put out in the first round of the postseason. I feel the Bucks are the same way, to get all these hopes, and then injuries, things happen, and then it derails their season. I just think that as a team, that this team, in order to right their wrongs, we got to get out the first round, y'all, to get any respect back. It just, I understand injuries and all of that stuff. I don't think the media is going to respect this team regardless of what's going on until we can get out of the first round. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I just don't see it out of the first round. What up, Tish? Even when we are winning, they called us the stupidest team in the NBA. Dumb 2-0. That's fair. That's fair. I just want to talk about the other side of the coin. 100% right, Tish. 100%. My boy Bleacher Report boss in the building. What up, VP? Facts on the Brewers. Yeah, it's just, that's what I'm saying. Is it some of it self-inflicted? I know there's circumstances that occurred for the Bucks to be put out early. Giannis, Dame, things have happened. But after a certain amount of time, people are going to start losing faith, and I feel the media is losing faith in this team. And I think this roster here that we have can get us out at minimum the first round. I really don't see the problem. What up, to Red Violin? We need to start playing with pride and passion again. They also not taking us seriously because we have Doc as a coach, because they know he's not a good coach. Damn. Yo, I was trying not to go in on Doc today. I'm trying not to go in on Doc, but Two Red Violin is opening up the floodgates. J. Cole said, I feel the media has always been a certain way towards us. I remember us winning the finals and they talked about LeBron the next day. That's true. I'm not saying you're not wrong, J. Cole, but do you get the perspective that I'm bringing to the table? I feel you, J. Cole. That's 100% true. That is 100% true. What's good, Chris B? Good to see you, fam. Salute. J. Cole said, I love my Brewers. But you're right. I do too. I go to playoff game. I do all of that. But I already in my head just feel like, damn. Brewers, it is not they get put out because of injuries. They get put out. Their bats just stop immediately when the playoffs start. The Brewers can't hit anything. Just like when the playoffs start with the Bucks, we can't be healthy most years. It's just very weird. Very weird. Chris B said, what's making me nervous is not having another bucket getter unless Kuzma steps up. That is my only problem with this roster, and I brought that up in past lives, Chris B. I'm with you, and I'm going to tell you the perspective of Bucks Nation is that we have enough talent on this roster where we don't need a two. I'm not saying that that's true. I'm giving you a perspective of a lot of Bucks Nation that because of the talent we have top to bottom, you might not need a true second scorer. And they're looking as an example of that would be the Indiana Pacers, where Siakam is kind of their main scorer, but then secondary would be Halliburton. But even Halliburton is not a 20-point a game scorer, but he is a threat. And I feel on our team that Kevin Porter Jr. I feel can pick up that slack. He's done it before. He's been a 20-point a game scorer in the past. So I feel that he can pick up the slack, but if he doesn't, then you're banking on Kuz, and I'm not sure if that's a good bet yet to bank on Kuz. I do think Kuz, and I will continue to reiterate this, that Kuzma is an X factor on this team, because if he is hooping, it just puts us on a whole nother plateau of our ceiling for this squad. I think Kuzma playing well is going to change the whole dynamic of this team if he can come in playing well. Jeff said, did you see the George Webb hamburgers tomorrow? Yeah, I seen that. Everybody was hyped. I don't even know if it's that many George Webbs around anymore, to keep it real, Jeff. I'm going to go crazy. Who is the team going to beat? Sounds like the Bucks to wave a top 75. Hey, he tore his Achilles, man. We had to do what was right for this team and the roster. And actually, let me show y'all something right now. After all of these changes, let me put some up on the screen to put things in perspective of where the Bucks were and where they are right now, right? So if we look at the Bucks roster and then we look at the pay, look. I just want y'all to see Cavaliers have the highest payroll, right? Mavericks, Celtics, Knicks, Timberwolves, Sixers. Look how far I got to scroll till we see the Bucks. Give John Horst his flowers. I'm still scrolling. I'm still scrolling. I'm still up. Up. Look where the Bucks salary is, friends and family. We were way up here. After with John Horst and the Houdini moves he pulled this offseason, we're 24th now in payroll. Can we not give this man his flowers? We got better and we saved money. What are the chances? Look at that. This is with all the new people. We're that far under the cap now. Great moves by the Bucks. And being honest, if you look at this roster top to bottom, we have a lot of quality talent. We have good role players on here. I'm not saying stars, but we have a lot of good role players on here. And maybe Kevin Porter can explode and become that star. We'll see. But I do like this roster a great deal. I do think it's one of the most talented rosters that we've had. My fear, just like other people have mentioned, I'm trying not make this a do a number two on Doc Day, but that Doc has to be the he has to put this thing together right. The talent is here. He has to put it together right. And also for this team, in my opinion, to exceed expectations, we're gonna need one of our young players to step up. I don't know who that young guy is going to be this year. Last year, I felt it was AJ Green that took a leap and started getting minutes and started producing and a draft, not even a draft pick. He was a two-way contract that became something. I want to know who is the next young person to take a leap to help this team. Is it going to be Andre Jackson Jr.? Is it going to be Chris Livingston? Is it going to be Tyler Smith? To be honest, I don't know what's going on with Tyler Smith. He looked awful in summer league. Andre Jackson Jr. awful in summer league. Chris Livingston is really our only hope. I've told y'all since the last episode that I think for right now I'm off the Andre Jackson Jr. Bandwagon. Honestly, we've given him a lot of time. He's had a lot of opportunity, and it still hasn't come to fruition yet. I'm gonna have to see something dynamic. Otherwise, he need to be included in a trade to get some picks or something. I don't know, but he has potential, but he just can't seem to tap into it correctly on the NBA level. And if you have been in the league 3 years and you're going to the G League and you're or summer league and you're not averaging like 40, you might need to go to Tel Aviv Maccabi across the pond. I'm just saying, like that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Another player that I'm expecting to take a leap this year is not a player we drafted, but I think Jericho Sims, as far as being our backup five, I think he's going to take a leap this year. He has a contract now. He's a place where he's wanted. They're going to try to work with him. He's going to get minutes. I think Jericho Sims is going to be one of the players that's going to step up this year. I do think he'll take a leap as well. Y'all let me know what you think in the comment section. But looking at the roster, looking at the team payroll, looking at our payroll versus the top of the NBA, I think right now the Bucks are in a good spot. And next year, it's going to be very interesting because we have a lot of obviously 1 year contracts. We will be able to make even more moves, I think, next year, depending on what happens. But I like the roster. Is it perfect? No. I don't think any NBA roster is perfect. But I think this roster, even if it's just as is right now, is to me a top five team in the East. And then if people like Kuzma and Kevin Porter Jr. are able to elevate, or a Chris Livingston is able to elevate, I could see us a top three team in the East, especially with the injuries. I don't trust the Sixers. Uh, I do believe Orlando will do something. I'm not sold on Atlanta as of yet. I just don't see how you don't say that the Bucks are a top five seed in the East, especially if we have the best player in the East. He has a talented roster. Why wouldn't that team be talked about more? Especially with the talent surrounding Giannis and the shooters. We have a lot of shooters around Giannis now. We should be one of the talks of the town as far as the East. We should be discussed in the same breaths, in my opinion, as the Knicks and as Cleveland. We should be spoken in that same breath. Are they more talented than us, really, or have they been together longer? Do you get what I'm saying? Like we should be in those same breaths as those teams. I Can you really say there's five teams better than the Bucks in the East, even with the state of our current roster? I can't say that. You can't just book that. I can't say that. I really can't say that. And I honestly want to say that I don't know if the Knicks are better than us in a 7 game series right now. I can't even say that. I want to say we better than the Knicks, but I know that they'll be like, "Oh, you glazing your team, blah blah blah, all that." I can't say that with no, I just don't. I can't see the Knicks beating us in the series 7 games. Not with this roster. Giannis healthy. Nah, nah. I don't see it. Y'all let me know, but I just don't see it. Get to some of these comments here. Dare said, "Chat don't talk about that." Hold on, hold on. We all know, Derek, that Doc is the elephant in the room, but I just want to just focus on the roster itself. We know Doc is a big part of this team being successful, but I just want to kind of focus on the roster and talking with friends and family. Is this roster good enough to get? Let's just is this roster good enough to get to the ECF? As is, y'all let me know. Is it good enough to get to the ECF? Milwaukee Black was good. Stephen A. Smith said the quiet part out loud. He prefers stars and big markets. Unfortunately, a lot of people feel like this. That's fair. I appreciate him being honest. I think he said that before too. Milwaukee Black, salute. Oh, Mr. Bahamas in the building. Shout out to Gibson Nicholas. What's good? Derek said the Brewers will break your heart. Yeah, they will. Yeah, they will. Hey, Amtrak's got on me today because he was, oh man, Brewers, man, 11 in a row. Hey, I was like, hey, man, October. October. October, bro. October. Gibson Nichols in the house. Jimmy Roller, I see you. Tish said KPJ about to go stupid on the league. He looks ready to go already. No, Tish, I feel you, but that's what I was saying. I KPJ could be the second scorer that we're all asking and looking for. And I think it would be better suited if he could be the second scorer and then maybe Kuzma could be the third scorer. It'd be a little less pressure on him, and I think he would flourish in a Alfred or Commissioner Gordon role. You know what I'm saying? I do think he can flourish in an Alfred or Commissioner Gordon role on a team. If Giannis is gonna be Batman, KPJ gonna be Robin, and then Kuzma, like I said, can be Alfred or Commissioner Gordon. Y'all let me know. Greg, why are you asking about Drew Holiday? And why would you trade Kuzma and AJ Green for Drew Holiday? I would never do that. I Drew is way past his prime. His team got rid of him, so obviously they feel he's losing in value. And there's no way I would give up AJ Green and Kuzma under any circumstances for Drew Holiday. That's the problem. You guys got to stop holding on to nostalgia. I saw people even the last couple months talking about PJ Tucker. I understand that some of your favorite all-time Bucks played on that championship team. I get that. That was a long time ago. That was a high school generation ago. That's 4 years. That's freshman through senior. It's over with, bro. You got to move forward. And in order to move forward, you have to get younger. Bringing Drew Holiday is going to get this team older. Bringing somebody like PJ Tucker, I hear y'all talking about, is going to get older. No old dudes. Let it go. His time is past. Let's just say we got Drew back. What would you expect Drew to put up number-wise? What is he going to do? That's name recognition. It's just name recognition at that point. I know no old players, Greg. Y'all got to let that go, bro, with these old people. You got to let it go. Luke said, maybe if we are doing well, but Kyle Kuzma trade him with Prince and Gary Harris at the trade deadline. No. Oh, Angel Wiggins. Okay, RJ. I'm still cool on that. Is RJ Barrett really that much better than Kuzma? Kuzma had a bad year last year. But if we're looking at it tit for tat, is Wiggins better than Kuzma? Really? Or RJ Barrett in reality? And let's not forget, Kuzma has attributes. Kuzma has length. He's almost 6'10". He has speed. He can run the floor with Giannis. He can rebound, and he can defend. And is a big body. He could even spend time at the 4, to be honest. If we're playing small, he could play at the 4. Or if we're playing big, he could stay at the 3. But he has skills. He just needs to have confidence. And you also, friends and family, we also have to understand, you never trade someone when their value is rock bottom. We're never gonna get the value out of Kyle Kuzma if we try to trade him now. His his value is at the floor, you guys. So why even do that? And then throwing in anybody like AJ Green is completely off the table. I'm not including AJ Green in any trade talks. Period. I would have to get back a bona fide all-star. If I'm including a player and AJ Green, I would need to get back a bona fide all-star. There's no fringe, nothing. You were all-star last, you're gonna be an all-star. You would have to be an all-star. There's no way. AJ Green, I'm telling y'all, is gonna be something serious down the line. He playing with heart. If y'all can't tell, he been in the weight room. I'm not doing that. I'm not trading. I'll trade Prince though. I'll trade Prince. Definitely would trade Prince. That's fair. That's the other person as a dark horse too. Jeff is Gary Trent Jr. I agree. Gary Trent has potential. I just don't know if he has that type of consistency. Derek said, "Can Kuzma run the offense if you put the ball in his hand with the second unit?" I don't want. Nah, I don't think so. I don't think that would be good. I don't think that would work out as we would want to. I hope so. Luke said, "How many wins do you think we're going to get this season?" I say 48 to 52. Yeah, 100%. 48 to 52. I think this roster in the East is a 50-win team, roughly a 50-win team. Now, if players step up, it could get up to like 54, 55 if we have some growth in certain players' development. Otherwise, yeah, 46 to 51 wins somewhere in there. I think that's very possible. I think that should be standard for the most part. Tish said, "We're bringing Kuz off the bench to lead the second unit. I believe he will excel in that role." Yes, that's true, but not running the offense. I don't think running the offense is the what he should be doing. But I agree with you, Tish. What up, Bleacher? VP, appreciate the 199 super chat. Hell no with AJ Green. Yeah, that's one of the only players we've ever developed. Is AJ Green. No way I'm trading AJ Green. Absolutely not. Shout out to Bleach Report Bros. Appreciate the 199 super chat. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Not at all. As far as point guard, I think everyone is fairly comfortable now with Kevin Porter Jr. being our point guard. Is everyone comfortable with that? And then Cole Anthony coming off the bench as our as our backup point guard? Y'all let me know. Or do you think Cole Anthony should start at the 2? Just asking questions. I feel Cole Anthony should come off the bench. That'll make us have a very strong second unit. And then Gary Trent Jr. should start with Kevin Porter Jr., obviously Kuzma, Giannis, and then Turner should be our starters. This team is really deep. Like, we really can go 10 deep. What up, Saul Cali? Okay, Saul Cali said the Knicks, Magic, and Hawks are better than us. I can get where you're going with the Knicks. The Magic, I can kind of get, but the Hawks, I can't say that. I can't give you the Hawks, though, Saul Cali. I can't give you the Hawks. Tish said, Amber, you have to keep in mind they're pushing a narrative that they're trying to bring to reality. That's true. That's true. They're trying to speak it into existence, but that's why we here to counter. Hey, that's why we here. They on one side of the force, we on the other side of the force, but we gonna always win. What up, Robbie? If Kuzma is the third anything other than the third power forward, the Bucks will be very, very. Come on, bro. Y'all, Kuzma he has talent. You guys are acting like Kuzma is Tony Snell. We're not gonna do that, y'all. We're not doing that today. We're not doing that. Y'all not gonna sit here and act like Kuzma's Tony Snell. We're not doing that. Come on now. Did he play well in a Bucks uniform his first season? No, he did not. He did not play well. I 100% agree with you. He did not play well. That doesn't mean he's not working hard in the offseason to come back and be play well this coming season. Let's give this man some time. Let's give this man some time to see if he can get it together. If he can't, we always have the option to trade him. He has a tradable contract, but at the very minimum, bring up his value. Heck, y'all know what? To keep it real, that 40-point game that Pat Connaughton got on that last game of the season might have been the reason we were able to trade Pat Connaughton. Keep these type of things in mind, friends and family. Bring up the value, then get rid of the player. Never sell at its lowest point. Never sell at its lowest point. Y'all would never survive in the stock market. Never. You gotta wait till the stock come back up. It's profitable again before you try to move it and sell it. Are you gonna sell a stock if you paid $24.03 for it, now it's $17.03? You gonna sell it? No, you gotta wait. You gotta be patient. Let it come up a little bit, see what happened. Come on now. Drew does not need to come back to this team. Let me ask, why do y'all want Drew? What is Drew going to do for this team? What can he help us with at this age? He's almost 40. What is Drew going to do for this team? He's almost 40. Why do y'all love all of the old players so much? Y'all love the old players. You love them. No matter how washed they look, all y'all care about is 2021. If they were on that roster, they should still be on this roster. It's people in this podcast that are still upset about Brook Lopez not being here. Y'all gotta let the past go, man. You gotta let the past go. Your windshield is huge for a reason. Your rearview mirror is small for a reason. Pay attention to detail. Pay attention to detail. What up, 414 Jay? Salute. Ryan Love said, let's move on from 2021 and focus on winning a new champ. Facts. Forget about them players. That's a whole different era. That's a whole different era. Robbie A said, I think we all agree this is no chip contending team. Milwaukee may get a top 4, but that's only because Tyrese and Tatum are out. Hey, that's fine. There's valid points in what you said, Robbie. Nonetheless, you have to deal with the circumstances that are in front of you. The Boston Celtics won a championship and they didn't play any elite competition. But they still got a championship. You think they're going to give it back because they didn't play teams that were healthy? You think that that's just not how it goes. You think OKC gonna be like, nah, this don't count because Denver didn't have one of their best players in Game 7. He had to pull a hamstring. That injuries are part of the game. Injuries are part of the game, bro. Why we don't have multiple titles because of injuries. As much as we make excuses, it is what it is. Players weren't available. We didn't win. It just is what it is. So if those other teams are hurt, and let's just say we did win a championship this year, right, Robbie? Should that be looked upon negatively since people were out and injured? Or are you just going to be happy you won a championship? These are things to think about. These are things to think about. The living legend, Mr. Cole, was good. Mr. Cool said, Bucks the winningest team in the NBA the past 7 seasons. Milwaukee Bucks led the NBA in three-point shooting percentage in the NBA. Giannis led the NBA in points in the paint. Bucks second best playoff team at 3-point percentage. Correct. All those stats are true, but yet again, we were ousted in the first round. That's the problem. We need those stats to turn into postseason wins. We definitely need those to turn into postseason wins. Oh, let me put the link in the chat, too. Hold on one second, y'all. Oh, let me get Mr. 414. Mr. 414 said, I stand with Kuz control. I like to see what he can do with the full offseason with the Bucks. If Kuz could put it together with Giannis, that's a lot of pressure on that cup. Facts. Great point. That is another great attribute about Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma does put pressure on the rim. Kyle Kuzma does attack the basket. Great point. That's another one of his attributes, 100%. 100%. Putting a link in the chat. Anybody want to tap in? Link is in there. What up, Dark Camp? Boy Mommy, I see you. What up, Boy Mommy? Yeah, that's what it feels like. They gonna be Brandon Jennings back. They want to call Larry Sanders. It's like, let the past be the past. Let the past be the past. No, no, no. That's the problem, Jay. That's the problem. You're considering bringing him back is the problem. That's what I'm saying. We don't need what. That's what I'm asking you, Jay. You said to consider, but I'm saying why even consider? Whose spot would he take on this roster, and then how would he improve this team? Really, I just don't see the value at this stage with this team. We're running a youth movement. I just don't see the value, Jay. I get like I said, the nostalgia. I just don't. Yeah, I just don't see it. Robert Brooks said Drew's going to end up with Houston or the Lakers. Yeah, Lakers is running an old man show over there too. They might pick up Drew. I could see that. What up, boy, mommy? Salute, Queens of the chat up in here. No, 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 I'm not saying we're winning a championship. I didn't say that, Robbie. But what I'm saying is when you do win a championship, things have to go your way. If that's a toe, not a toe on the line, not being on the line, if that's injuries, things have to go your way. It just is what it is. I don't think before the season started, anybody thought looking at the Indiana Pacers roster that they will go to the championship, go to the finals, and go to a game 7 before the season started, right, Robbie? So anything is possible. Just because it looks like that on paper now doesn't mean at the end of the season that it's not going to look differently. Or injuries and things like that could change the whole dynamics of the playoffs like it did this year. That's what I'm saying. Until it's over, I say anything is possible. But if you're saying just look on paper, maybe not. But we just don't know how cards are gonna fall. Injuries are gonna happen. Seeding, matchups matter. There's a lot of variables involved, though. That's all I'm saying. There's a lot of variables involved, and I'm using the Pacers as an example. No one thought they'd be in a game 7 in the NBA Finals. They got there with some, particular things, and a lot of luck went their way. Sometimes a lot of this is luck. A lot of this is luck. Right. Okay, guys. How often do you want to take the ball out of Giannis' hands to have Kuzma weak self attack? No, we're not. Robbie, Kuzma is a player that attacks the rim. We're not taking the ball out of Giannis' hand to have Kuzma take control. We're saying that's a Kuzma attribute that he has, that he can put pressure on the rim. He can put pressure on the rim, which is an attribute. You need to put pressure on the rim or have the threat in order to have more room for the 3-point shooters. And we have a plethora of 3-point shooters now. So for them to get space, there has to be a threat of slashing. There has to be a threat, and that's one thing Kuzma can do. And he can bang on the boards. He can get you rebounds. Kuzma has a lot of upside if he can get his mental in the game. I think a lot of Kuzma's problems are between the ears. It's between his ears. A lot of it is between his ears. Savage Grace, what's good? Gary Trent Jr. is our Chris Middleton second option, and Cole Anthony can also be our Drew Holiday 2.0 ceiling, and we should give Kuzma another chance if he can come back to his Lakers days consistent. Fact, that's what I'm saying. We got to get it some time, bro. We need to see what's going on these first 25 games as far as our roster, rotations, and coaching. Those would be the three key things that I'll be paying heavy attention to coming into the first 25 games of the upcoming season. Is how these rotations look, how the roster looks, and how coaching looks. Coaching matters. I do understand that, but I just think we've been bombing on Doc so much. I kind of want to look at it from another perspective. But coaching is going to be very important for this type of roster because we don't have like superstar power to pull us over. Like if you have a Dame and yeah, it's not saying they were doing that, but player that can just take over the game. We only have one player now that I could say like can go on a personal run, right? And what do I mean by that? Like Giannis can score 10, 12 straight points by himself. When Dame was here, Dame can go on a personal run 10, 12 points by himself. Right now with this roster, I don't see anybody outside of Giannis that could give us that punch. Maybe if Giannis is having an off day or if he gets in foul trouble. I don't know if anybody that can just come and explode like that for this roster. it would have to be a culmination of all the parts working collectively. Kind of like what you see with the Pacers, where a couple of players will get hot and then they'll just ride those players like TJ McConnell and Siakam. It'll have to be things like that where we'll just have to, every game might be different, but we'll just have to learn to ride the hot hand. And that will also come down to coaching for them to recognize and get the team to see what's going on and to feed those hot hands. Because when you don't have a true second scorer, someone else that could go ISO like that, create their own shot. Not saying KPJ can't. He can, but he's still kind of a smaller player. It, I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I think we could do it. Again, I'm not saying we about to win no championship, nothing like that. But this team is good enough to really fight to get somewhere and make some noise in the playoffs. This roster, even as is, I think will make some noise in the playoffs because I think some of these young people are going to develop. If Kuzma can get it together, he'll help us. If not, we'll just get him out the door. We can move. We got until February something to move him. We have time. Let's hope he steps up before that time. Let's hope Chris Livingston steps up before that time. I really want us to hold off judgment, true judgment on this team until about 25 games into the season. I think within that time frame of those first 25 games, we'll see what this team is. If this roster is all we need, do we need to make tweaks? Or if Doc needs to still be our coach. Because then at that point, if you fire him, it's not crazy at that point. That's why I want to give us some time. Because if it's 25 games, then we do Doc like we did Griffin. You still have time to kind of pick it up on the back end. But I do think that there needs to be a decision made on Doc early. It doesn't need to wait till halfway through the season. You should know if Doc is going to be your guy in the first 25 games. If you don't see any growth from Doc or the team, I know that he's owed a decent amount of money, but he has to go for the development of the youth on this team and for this roster to become what it's supposed to. And it's crazy because I feel like, friends and fans, make sure to hit the like button. I feel like the only reason that I'm not trying to put this on him, but I feel the only reason Doc is really still our coach is because Giannis likes him. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. I really think Doc is still here because of Giannis. That's genuinely how I feel. I think it's because of Giannis. My boy Amtrak's beats about a pound in the building was good. Last season, everyone complained about us having old players, not playing young players, and now we have a majority young players, and people are considered free fat. Yo, Amtrak, you can't make this up, bro. Shout out to my man's Amtrak. Yeah, we gotta let that go. Okay, Tish. Tish said she's standing on business. She said we winning it. And healthy is the main thing. It's about being healthy. Robbie, have a little faith. You gotta have a little faith, Robbie. Just have a little faith, fam. Let's give him 25 games. Let's give him some time. Let's give him some time. Mr. Cool said Cools can put pressure on the rim, but he can't do this OC stuff. That is the problem with Cools. Cools can be a little bit wild at times, very wild. If he could calm down, I think he'll be solid. And we have to understand he was playing in Washington for years, nothing to play for, no structure, nothing, and just out there hooping. Now he's in a team with a solid organization, with the superstar and a team that's been a perennial playoff team. So we have to give Kuz time to adjust. I think he knows what he's gotten himself into now, and I believe that he's been working hard this offseason to right all his wrong. You think he isn't seeing you don't think he's seeing any of these tweets or any of these Instagram posts calling them trash, Tony Snell and all? I promise you we'll see a different Kuz coming into this season. I can almost guarantee it. I can almost guarantee it. JST Fresh Tech said bring came in and Drew back is crazy. Highest human actor inspired my God. Yeah, setting the chemistry back. Facts. Facts. Hey, what up, Ryan? All right, bro. You good? Tap you in. Hold on 1 second. Y'all tap in a new guest here. What's good, bro?
What's up, Ammer? You all right, bro?
Yeah. How about you, bro? It's been a minute. So how you
I'm
feeling
good.
about it?
I'm good. I'm good. Good. Good
Good
to
to
be
see
back
you,
on the
bro.
chat.
Right, salute. So what you think
Yeah,
about?
yeah.
So we ain't chopped it up in a minute. So I want you to have the floor right now. What you think about the Bucks offseason so far? Horse moves, waving Dame. Go ahead. What you think where we are so far, and then where do you think we can kind of seed in the East?
First off, the Dame move. I wouldn't. At first, I wasn't real happy about it. I can't lie.
Right,
I think a lot of people didn't like that because we was all looking at what you were just saying, like a second score. We all know we need that second guy to
right,
come in and put up some, have a big game.
right.
And but then when we look at the aspects of it, he wasn't gonna be able to help us. Once again, Giannis putting pressure on the organization to do something when he
Right.
kind of know that we cash strapped and we don't have any picks. We can't really move. We can't really do much. But he held serve, and I think he kind of made the offseason a little tough too, because if he had just came out and just said he was going to be here, then I think the offseason maybe would have won a little different.
Mm-hmm.
But because he kind of stayed quiet and played it to the chest, and he made him make some moves. I mean, he pushed John Horst buttons. I can tell you that. I mean, John
Right.
Horst did a good job. And I mean, that's another thing. I'm gonna give John Horst some credit too, because he did a really, really good job. And I mean, with what we had, I mean, he did way more than I thought he was going to.
Agreed.
And
Agreed.
as far as who gonna be the next guy up for us, I'm gonna go with Kevin Porter, man. I really like him. I think he's gonna really be the one that's gonna step up and take that second,
I can
that
see that.
second, best player on the team role. I really don't want to get rid of Kuz. I mean, I know everybody don't want him right now. I know. He did all right in the regular season to me. I think he bombed out in the playoffs. We all saw that, I mean, but I think he was still, like I said the last time, he had to really play 50 games with the Bucks. He don't
Mm-hmm.
really have a lot of chemistry. You got to give him an off season, and the only way you're going to win a championship is you got to have talent.
Correct.
You got to have a deep roster, and you got to have some talented players. We don't have any draft picks, so it's going to be hard for us to kind of do that. So you don't just give away Kyle Kuzma. I mean, like, if you give away Kuzma, what are you bringing back? I mean, if you're not bringing back a young player with upside, no team is going to give you a young player with upside for Kyle Kuzma. So you really kind of stuck with him. And this is a good. I mean, he's still a good player. He's not 30 years old.
Right.
He can. I mean, his handle ain't just the best, but he can dribble. He can shoot a look when he on. He can shoot.
Right.
He can drive to the basket. I mean, he can play some defense. I mean, that's talent. I mean, you don't have a lot of guys that could do multiple different things.
Right.
So I mean, he does help us in multiple different ways. And like you said, the three, you could play him at the four.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, like, there's different ways you could play cool. So I mean, like, I just don't see him as a start.
Right.
That's
I can
probably
see
the
it.
only thing. Like, if we got him coming off the bench, like, I think in 20 minutes a game, and if, like I said, if he hot, let him stay out there. But I like the Gary Harris move for like veteran leadership. He
Right.
probably won't play much. I think I saw he only played like 14, 15 minutes a game in
Mm-hmm.
Orlando last year, so I don't think he should be coming in expecting to play no big minutes.
Right.
Cole Anthony, now I do expect him to play a lot,
Agreed.
and be that spark plug off the bench. I think he can kind of have that Bobby effect on the crowd. I see a lot of times he will fire up Orlando like he was kind of their version of Bobby, and I think he can help us in that way. Gary Trent, I think he gonna get his chance to shoot the ball, and I think that's a good thing. But he helped us a lot in the playoffs. He had
Hold
what,
on one
two thirty
second, bro.
point games,
Hold on
two
1
30
second.
point games,
I
and
gotta get this comment in the chat. Hold
go
on.
ahead, go ahead.
What up, Pam? Pam said if we could put up with Brooke, Pat, and Chris, we could give Cool some grace.
Yeah, come on now.
Salute, Pam. a hundred
There you go,
percent.
Pam.
Salute to Pam.
100%, baby.
100%. Go ahead. I just had to
Yeah.
get that comment. Go ahead.
And she absolutely right. I mean, you got to give him a chance. Like I said, I think if Kuz had got traded for somebody else like lesser than Middleton, I don't think everybody would be
That's
as
true.
charged up about it. I think everybody's so charged about it because he got traded for Middleton and they expecting that type of production.
Production.
Middleton, is a great player for us. And I seen some stuff where they was actually saying that he could possibly be back. And I'm like, come on, like, yeah,
What are
like
we doing?
I
What
mean,
are
they
we
got rid
doing?
of him for a reason. I
Right.
love Middleton. Don't get it
Right.
wrong. Now, I love him. I love what he done for the city. I love, he helped us brought that championship. But like I said, it's kind of time to move on. I think a lot of time people have hard time moving on from stuff. Like, just
Right.
move on. 2021 was a good run. We won it. I mean, I don't care what nobody say. I think we won one of the hardest championships it is. The way we won,
Right.
falling down 0-2, falling down
He's
3-2
talking.
a
This
couple
man
of
is in here
times,
spitting.
I mean, like when we fought back and won all those series, that was one of the hardest championships to me.
Mm-hmm.
But, I think we're going to have a good season. As far as seeding, I'm gonna say I slide us behind Orlando. I slide us behind Cleveland, and I
Okay.
don't. Everything else is a toss up. I think we can be as high as 3, and I think we can go as low as maybe 7. I
That's
don't think
fair.
we'll.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I don't think we'll go to the play in, but I think like we can. I think we'll probably go somewhere in the middle, 3 to maybe 6. I'll say
That
3 to 6.
I think that's a
Three
fair
to 6.
assessment. That's a fair assessment. Now I gotta ask you about the elephant in the room, bro. I'm not trying to bomb on it. I just want to know what is your faith right now in Doc Rivers to be able to coach this roster.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of faith in him, but he he a player coach. I got a lot of faith in him, like making it work as far as with the minutes. Like
Mm-hmm.
he could talk to guys when guys get a little frustrated about not playing tonight. You got a lot of, I think you got some guys that's gonna be like, hey, I played 20 minutes last night and then tonight I didn't even see the floor. I think he good with that. But he, like as far as his X's and O's, he needed an X and O coach over there on the sideline with him.
Right. But we're
Like
supposed to have that, and that's the problem though, bro. That's what I'm saying. Allegedly, we have the X and O coaches. So what is going on? If he's gonna be the relationship coach, that's cool. But who is the defensive person? Who is the offensive person? I don't think this team is recovered from the loss of Terry Stotts.
Nah, I think the way that happened, like the way he got fired, the way he just walked out, and because him and
Griffin.
Griffin couldn't get whatever happened at that practice that day, it must have really hurt his feelings, But I mean, for him to
Right.
just be like, I'm gone, But I mean, whatever, but I still think they should have let Griffin just did his thing. Like a lot of our bad fortune came from what happened with Griffin, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, hopefully that bad luck is off us now.
I
Like
agree.
I mean, I like that's enough. Like we got our payback. I get it.
He said it's
We
enough
did them
time.
wrong.
Right. It's
We
enough
did them
time.
wrong. Like that's enough. Basketball guys, that's enough. We did them
We
wrong.
need our
Okay.
turn now. We need our turn.
Yeah. Like come on now, ease up on us a little bit.
Right, hold
But
on 1 second. Let me
especially
tap
with
in B Shack. Hold on 1 second. Hey B Shack, you
yes sir.
good? All right, let me tap in B Shack. Hold on 1 second. What up, B Shack?
What up, B
What's up?
Shack?
What up? What up? What up? Y'all know who this man is at the bottom right, straight out of Florida. Y'all know it. Hold on 1 second. Give this man his proper intro. All right, Flora, you heard what we've been talking about, B Shack. I want to know from the other side of the fence how you feeling, sir.
Now, I actually don't know what y'all talking.
Oh, let me give. I'll give you the. We'll give you the summary though. We'll give you the summary. So
Yeah,
we've been talking about as far as the Bucks flying under the radar. Nobody's really talking about them as being a team that can cause some damage in the Eastern Conference, even with the roster rehab and the injuries in the East. I was bringing up earlier that is that because of all the past failures of the Bucks. We were once the media darlings, but after so many first round exits, the media has moved on from the Bucks to the OKCs, to the Pacers, to the Denvers, to other teams since we're constantly coming up short in the playoffs. And then we were talking about is Doc going to be able to manage this roster? And Kuzma's been a hot topic as normal. As Kuzma should come
yeah.
off the bench, trading him, things like that. And I just don't think he's a tradable asset at this time. You're not going to get any value for what his contract is. I think we need to stick with Kuz and just like Pam said. Pam said it perfectly. If we're going to be patient with Chris, Pat Connaughton, players like that, we can show some grace for Kuzma. We could show a little grace for Kuzma.
Well, you definitely not gonna be able to get rid of him right now, man. He's like, he's man. Nobody's gonna want him right now. So you got to hold on to him. You got to sort of rebuild him this year. Um, as far as the man, that the league hates the Bucks.
He just came
The
right with it.
league hates the Bucks. I just saw this with the CBS Sports a report on they put the Bucks front office near the bottom of the league as far as their effectiveness as a front office, and they and
I just
they
want to
and
show
they,
you something real quick while you just said that, just to let you know how wild that what they said was. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Let me just show you this real quick. Hold on 1 second. B Shot, you should be seeing this on the screen. I want you to see that the Bucks have the 24th highest payroll in the NBA. You remember we were way up here before, just this
yeah,
offseason. We're number 24 now.
yeah,
We got to
yeah.
give Horst his credit. We got to give Horst his credit. And then looking at the roster with a full roster, all our players, I think he's done a
Oh
wonderful
yeah.
job, and they should be talked about more. I just wanted y'all to see that too again because you didn't see it earlier, B Shack. But how can you not talk about a team that went from the second apron to now the 24th highest payroll in the NBA?
But it feeds into the narrative that the media hates the Bucks. They
Yeah.
outside of Milwaukee, they just feel differently. I think someone was going through the article and they were talking about they were putting the emphasis on the Bucks, the move the Bucks made by waving and stretching Dame, and how you put your franchise in a chokehold for years to come. That's what they're looking at. They're not looking at the part where the creativity,
Right.
how he made something out of nothing. They're not looking at it like that. So I just think it just feeds into the narrative that I don't think the league likes the Bucks. I don't think they want Giannis to stay in Milwaukee, and they're upset
Nope.
because it looks like he's going to stay there. But I do want to say something in regards to Giannis. I don't think the Bucks fans are really. I don't think we're looking at it the way some others may look at it. And this is what I'm saying. Giannis, small people should be ticked off at Giannis, man. If this
Yeah.
was a Knicks fan base where the press is real hot, or maybe LA, Giannis would be getting more heat from the fans. I'm gonna tell you why.
Mm.
I just saw today that he's about to play for Greece again uh later this
Yeah.
summer. Now, and I just saw Marcus Smart get signed by the Lakers, and it's reported that Luka Doncic
Mm-hmm.
helped close that deal to bring him there. Giannis ain't doing no work, man, to help make the team better. He ain't making no calls. He ain't calling no dudes to come. He's leaving the
Mm.
team to just to sweat it out, man. He's like,
Yep.
it's on y'all. And the Bucks fans should be more ticked off that a guy that you've shown loyalty to is like, he won't be definitive on his commitment. I'm going to play with Greece again this summer. I ain't going to help. I'm not going to make no calls. Ain't going to try to bring no one to the Bucks. I just don't think we are looking at this thing with balance.
Mm-hmm.
Giannis should be
Yeah.
doing a little bit more, man, for the team. And I'm ticked off. I'm ticked off
Me
as a
too.
Bucks fan. But the fact is, we're so almost like traumatized. Like, we don't want Daddy to leave us,
Correct.
and we're willing to put up with anything. And it's not cool. It's not
It's
cool,
not.
man.
This is some
Not.
great
It's
points. Hold
not.
on. B
I.
Shack
I.
is over here,
I
got
mean.
his apron on. Jesus.
Yeah. I totally agree with it. I mean, that's that. You would think with it being the second year, you John Horston went and got all these guys back, you would think he would be here working out with them. Like, let's build some more chemistry. Like he could be working on pick and roll with KPJ or Rollins and stuff like that. But he going to play with Greece. Like, I'm like, what? Like, and he go do this every time, and I'm like, sometimes somebody in the organization needs to step up and like, Giannis, I mean, we understand you love your country. We understand you only get to go to Greece in the summer, but like, we need you here this summer. You like, if you could put that on hold, it's only the FIBA anyway. I mean, this is not the Olympics or nothing like that. So I mean, like, what's the big deal of we can get you in shape, game shape here, running with our guys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that would help us with the chemistry part of it. But I mean, he wants to go play with some guys that he's not even gonna see until what, 3 or 4 more years now in the Olympics. You're gonna be playing with them 3 or 4 years from now. You finna be playing with these guys in the next 2-3 months. Like, what are you doing? Like, and like B-Shack said, somebody, we need to have somebody step up, and we need some more stronger leaders in that locker room. And I'm hoping Miles Turner bring that. I'm hoping he bring like like something like he can step to Giannis and say, hey, we need you to go a little harder, and he actually respect it. Because I think in my time of watching, and I've been a Bucks fan for a long time, and the only person really could get through to Giannis was Middleton.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that's the only person he respected. I ain't gonna say could get through to him, but
That's personally
as far
respect.
as the Masters and anybody, because you remember, I mean, if we remember in the championship year, if you remember like the first parts of the game, they would always have to stop and call timeouts for Giannis, and they would have to talk to him because he was so shook. I like this. I mean, if you was watching them games, like when we was on the way to the championship, he would used to be shook like the first 3 or 4 minutes. Bud was calling timeouts with eight
He
or
had to
nine
come out the
minutes,
game.
like in the first quarter, like because Giannis so shook, and Tanasi would have to go talk to him, and like nobody could get through to him except Thanasis or Middleton. We need somebody that can get through to Giannis, like that's out there on the court with him. Like, hey, bro, we need you to pick it up, like not just with the scoring, not just ball hogging. Like, we need you to be more defensive, or we need you to be more passive tonight. We need you more on the board tonight. Let me handle the scoring. I think the only person he ever respected with that was Middleton that was on the team. Or maybe, and I think he gave a little bit to Dame.
Mm-hmm.
But some nights Dame would be playing, and I think Giannis would be like, just give me the ball. I got it. Because, Dame
Mm-hmm.
was acting so lackadaisical,
Trying not
like,
to
as,
ruffle feathers. Yeah, trying not to ruffle
yeah,
feathers and all.
I could understand it.
Mm-hmm.
Dame wasn't trying to step on no toes, but I mean, everybody kept telling him, be assertive, be assertive, be assertive. And it's like he never listened to no coach. Like, you would hear it in the media, you would hear it from the players. We just want Dame to be Dame. We just want Dame to be Dame. And
But
he
telling him
never
that, but
was,
he might not have felt that on the court. Do you
yeah,
get
he
what I'm
never
saying?
felt
I don't
that.
think he ever
Yeah,
felt that way.
man.
I don't think
I
he ever felt like
I
that.
think I
Yeah,
think
I
I
think he
think
didn't either.
the Giannis aura is so strong. I don't even know if we recognize if dudes come here, man, they're gonna be very hesitant to step into any sort of aggressive role, man. And
Mhm.
I want to say this: I watched a local Bucks station the last couple of
Mm-hmm.
days. I can't remember what station it is in Milwaukee, and they were trying to defend themselves from fans who got on their case every time they talked about um the fact that Giannis is giving mixed signals, whatever, and they're like, y'all act like the national media. And they were like, no, you all need to get real information. Stop acting
Mhm.
like that everything is a-okay. It's not. This dude is sending mixed signals to you.
Correct.
And see,
Yep.
I'm outside of Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of fans are inside the bubble. And
Correct.
so they say, well, y'all out there don't know how much he means to us. Y'all know how much he means to us. We're gonna do anything. But then on the outside, to us, it looks like an abusive relationship. Like,
Yo.
I don't want you to leave. Please don't leave me. Well, I'm gonna just keep treating you the way I'm treating you. I'm gonna be keep you make you jump hoops, make you bow at my feet. I'm a call coach for coaching changes. I'm gonna ship people in and out of town. And y'all gonna do whatever I want to say. And then you go to the media, you act all humble and all nice, but you got these
Mhm.
passive aggressive tendencies and you are leaving your team flailing in the wind.
He's a little bit
John
of a
Horst in that
tyrant. He's a little
interview,
bit of a tyrant. A little bit. A little bit.
that John Horst interview, he was like, "I've done everything I can do." He's not getting no assurances from Giannis, man. He's left
Nope.
John Horst out here in the wind, dog. And John Horst
Yeah.
can't even definitively say, "I've done enough. I know he's coming back." He can't even say that.
Yep.
And it's
And but that's
not
one thing
cool
we
with
brought up in the
Giannis. I
past.
love
I agree.
Giannis.
I
What
agree
he's
with you.
not doing is not cool, man.
No, I agree
Yeah.
with you. He
He's
Not
should have,
not.
cool.
even on that I show speed and all that. You walking around, you dancing around, trying to get all. I think a lot of it's attention whoring, to be honest, just to have the
And
eyes on you, and that's
I think that's
very
what it
that
is.
it's. I not just take. It might be a little bit of narcissism, just a sprinkle of
yeah.
narcissism. It could be just a little sazon of narcissism with Giannis.
But Ammer, if this was a G like Pat Riley,
Oh,
oh, it would not be
Yeah.
pretty, man.
Oh no.
It would not
Oh
be pretty because
no.
Riley would be like, "No, you're not gonna punk us. Like, you're not gonna string us along like this. Put your cards on the table. Put your cards on the table.
but the thing is,
You
you got to
know,
understand too, from our perspective and just being in Milwaukee. I do want to say this, B Shaq. The reason he has all of this power, he's literally built our downtown. I need you to really
Yeah.
understand the gravity of that.
it's
Giannis
yeah,
built our downtown. Like, from this
Yeah.
team almost leaving, if you looked at Milwaukee downtown then to now, since the Giannis era, it's completely different. The strength that he's
But
put into this economy here, all the stuff we have, hotels, all of this to try to make it more of an attraction and
hey,
even possibly to be an all-star destination is all because of Giannis. So to me, to here, it's like he can walk on water. He can do no wrong because without him, say if he left and we were to go back to the quote unquote dark ages, it would destroy a lot of what we have going on downtown and to a certain part of the economy to a certain portion
but
with Giannis.
my my only pushback to that was, and I agree. Like we
Mm,
like Giannis has really did that for us, and like he really took us to another level. But I would say that I think the Bucks have honestly paid him back. I mean, he's brought us a championship, but the Bucks have paid him a small fortune. I mean, he has got to. I mean, he for up
yes,
until now,
sir.
he's made like 500 million with the Bucks, and this is not even with the new extension.
right.
I'm like, this guy he could possibly make
Mm-hmm.
like close to $1 billion. Like if he stays with the
Facts.
Bucks, he could and signs two more deals like he do. He could possibly make $1 billion off of Milwaukee. And I mean, you bought us a championship, and I love him for that. But I mean, like the Bucks, the stuff that the Bucks have done for his family, like the media stuff really don't talk about how they got the visas for his family, not just him, but his family. Where they were running out of time and they could have been stuck in Greece. And like, what's his name? Edens or Lazarus, whichever one that was from New York that pulled the strings for his family. You have to look a little deep
They
into it to
changed his
find out about it.
life.
Yes,
They
like
changed
they
his
changed
life,
his life.
and to act like, oh, they changed his life, and they believed in him first.
Mm,
Yep,
So I'm just saying that to have all this gratitude, dude. He don't spend no time in Milwaukee other than like right after the season. He comes and does a few things. His his heart ain't here as much as people think it is, man. Because if he would spend more time here in Milwaukee, I think he should. If you're the team leader and you showing us, yo, my heart's really in Greece. It ain't really here. I just think that Milwaukee has given so much to this dude. And yes, he built the city, but they believed in him.
mm-hmm.
They invested in him. They taught the dude how to drive. They taught the dude how to open up a bank account. Come on, man. He would not be in this position if it wasn't for Milwaukee. And so I think it's even. I don't think they
I
he
agree.
owes them. I don't think they owe him more than he owes them. I think it's a wash.
Yep,
Mm,
I agree. I agree. I think it's even by now, and I mean, and there's no shade to Giannis. It's not like we don't like him or we don't love him anymore, but it's like Giannis, like it's like you can come down off your high horse a little bit, like like
mm.
I want to see if you do sign an extension, will you leave some money on the table, seeing that we owe Dame an extra $20 million per year? Will you leave a little money on the table to kind of balance that out? Once if you sign a new deal, because this next season, Giannis is extension eligible this season,
Correct, correct.
so he can get the 2 year 150. So we're gonna
Yeah,
see. Well, of course, we know he's probably not going to sign it. We already know he's not going to sign it. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not, we really don't know, because if one thing that we do know about Giannis is that he liked the money. So I mean, he's pretty much. They can keep saying Giannis keeps staying in Milwaukee, but I think it's more about, sometimes it's about the amount of money that Milwaukee can. We can always pay him more than any other team can pay him, because we have his rights and stuff, like,
Mm-hmm.
and we're the team that drafted him. So like, if he would, how Luka lost $100 million when he got traded to
Correct.
L.A. So like, I think Giannis is kind of contemplating all of that stuff too when he's thinking about leaving. Like, do I want to lose that $100 million
Right.
and go to another city, and with higher taxes and stuff like that, so
Not
I could
even that, the
possibly lose
pressure will
money?
be different. The focus will be different. The
Uh
energy
huh.
will be different if he goes to a bigger market, because the expectations will be higher and the grace won't be as long. And he has to
Oh
take that
yeah.
into consideration. Like I said, he could walk on water here. He could do almost to
Oh
say
yeah.
anything, and he'll be straight. But if you go to LA or you go to New York, somewhere like that, and y'all ain't winning or get put out in the first round, they gonna be on your helmet. He gets a lot of
Oh yeah.
freedom in Milwaukee. But I want to go back to a point that I thought B Shack and yourself made as well, Ryan, as far as Giannis recruiting. I do think that he should be doing that, because other players do that, recruit to get the players they need to fit their ideology. You know what I'm saying? We've seen this. And I do think that that's something I've never seen from Giannis before. Now that actually a great discussion. We've never had this topic really
yo,
come up. This is a
and
great discussion. Get the likes up.
we
What are y'all doing? Get the likes up.
Oh yeah.
Who else
we
is
may
talking like
not
this?
have wanted Marcus Smart, but Marcus Smart is a veteran. He can play defense when he's healthy, and the Bucks had the advantage to get Marcus Smart because Giannis and him came out together in the same year. They did
Mm-hmm.
commercials together. They did some stuff together. And I'm thinking, why would a player, if they're going to come in for, you know, for, if they have options to go to different places for maybe the mid level exception, or something,
Vet
or a
minimum.
modest contract,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
why would if they have Milwaukee on the board as one of the teams, they're gonna be like, well, how does Giannis feel about it? Does Giannis want me there?
Mm-hmm.
If they don't hear
Mm-hmm.
nothing from him, if he be ghosting people and not returning phone calls, which we don't really know, but we don't hear anyone saying that Giannis reaching out to anybody. No one's reporting that. So I'm saying if anything, man, people are like, well, none of us know what Leon's going to do. So I'm not going
Yep.
to a Milwaukee Bucks that potentially won't have him. If
Yep.
he would just let them know, okay, I'm coming back. Now somebody says, okay, at least I know I'm going there and Giannis is going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think these
So
players keep
don't
signing
forget,
1 year
Bobby
deals?
Portis called him.
B Shack, but that's why
Remember
they
that.
signing the 1 year deals, because they don't know what he's
Yep.
doing, and they not trying to be in long term contracts either. Because Giannis
Yep.
is, I love Giannis, and this is not a bash Giannis. This is just a conversation we're having with friends and family today.
Conversation.
Yeah, we're just having a conversation. Giannis has this franchise in a stranglehold. That's just what it is.
Absolutely.
He has a franchise in a stranglehold. I understand why it is like that, but if he's gonna do it like that, then he needs to do more recruiting. I do think he should be recruiting players to help this squad 100%. Hold on one
And
second. We
and how
tapping the
much
bleacher.
recruiting has he really done? Bobby Porter said he called Giannis. He,
Exactly.
he called Giannis and said, "Yo, I can help you." I don't really. I mean, is there anyone that we know he actively recruited? I know he knew Dame over the years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he actively
No,
recruited Dame.
no.
Um, and I don't know if
Nah.
Giannis recruits dudes. He acts like he don't want no one to know he has anything to do with any decision. So he hides behind the curtain, man, like the Wizard of
Mm-hmm.
Oz. You know what I'm saying? So Giannis, man, Giannis, man, don't forget, Giannis used to be in them streets, man, selling watches and chains. Giannis was hustling folks, man, in Greece. Y'all think he just so it. Giannis know how to hustle,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Giannis is probably doing a
What is
little
that?
shell games and stuff, man. You know
Mm-hmm.
what you see in the hood. Yeah,
B
Giannis
Shack is
got
in
us
his
fooled,
real
man.
bag tonight, friends and family. Get the likes of B Shack
Oh
is
yeah.
in his
Oh yeah.
bag.
I'm just saying, I'm looking, I don't like, I see how the fans really are desperate for him to come back. We all want Giannis back, but
Mm-hmm.
Milwaukee though, it's he's really it's abuse, man. It's abuse.
Yeah.
It's mental
Yeah.
abuse, man. Emotional abuse. That's what it
Hey,
feels like.
I
He
feel,
don't care.
and
He's gonna
we
play
should
for
we should be
Greece.
definitely looking for
He
the next
don't
star.
care if Milwaukee twisting the win. He
It's
don't
time.
care.
It's time to start looking for the next star after Giannis too. I think Milwaukee need to be, that should be our next order of business. Like I say, we love Giannis. Giannis ain't going. He number one in history for every Bucks fan.
Right.
I mean, like anybody that's a Bucks fan right now, Giannis is our number one prodigal son. But it's time to start looking for the future now. Like Giannis is 14, 15 years in now, and it's time to start looking for our next young piece. Even though we have no draft picks, we have to go with the younger players that we kind of got now. So we got to try to develop a Porter Jr. We got to try to develop a AJ Green even further. Ryan Rollins, I think he got a lot of potential that, a lot of people sleep on him, but I think he could be the one that he may outgrow he could be one of the ones that he got the potential to outgrow everybody, if they just let him play. It's the big thing is Doc is just letting Rollins needs to see the floor at least 25 to 30 minutes a game. Like
Mm.
all of that some nights, playing him and then some nights he don't play and then, he might play a lot because this point guard didn't play tonight and like he should be in a every night rotation type, deal. Like he should be either I'm not gonna say he should start because I would still go Porter Jr. over him just because I think him and Giannis have a little bit more of a connection. With
Mm-hmm.
I think Giannis and Porter Jr. have a real nice connection. With they pick and roll thing. So I would definitely want that in the starting lineup. And they say a lot about this point, Giannis. I think I like that, and I think they can really throw some defenses off, but don't take the ball out of Porter Jr. hands so much. Don't take the ball out of Rollins' hands. Now, if you want these guys to develop, then
Mm.
point Giannis should probably be about maybe the last 8 minutes of the game. Now we're running point Giannis, but first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, we should be running offense. We should be running plays. We should be looking fluid, getting our shooters open shots like AJ, running plays to get him open, and running plays to get Kevin Porter Jr. to the rim, running plays to get Kuzma to the rim, get Bobby some space so he can do
He
what
cooking.
Bobby do. So I mean, like, and that comes back to Mr. Doc Rivers. Like, how are you going to let these guys play? Are you going to just let Giannis just do what he want to do? Because it can go two ways now. You can get guys that can be like, I don't want to really wait on the ball. Like Giannis is kind of doing what he want to do all the time. Like, is Doc gonna step in and just say, Giannis, I need you to run some offense now, or are you just gonna just be, I'm gonna either score or I'm gonna just drive and kick? Is this what we looking at? Because I don't want to see a whole
And
82 games of Giannis just driving and kicking.
and if he comes down the
Mm.
court and comes to the top, he even passes the ball to someone, is he gonna move after he passes it? Or is he
There
gonna
you
sit
go.
out there and be a liability from outside?
Mm-hmm.
See, if he wants to play point, he's gonna have to learn to shoot. I mean, pass and move. Go to the
Mm-hmm.
post. Go down. Swing back out. He's not gonna all this passing and just standing out there because he's going to do one or two things. He's gonna stand out there and they're gonna pack the paint,
Mm-hmm.
or he's gonna force his way into the paint and then try to pass it. They collapse again. But he's got 20 games or so for he go 25 games before he goes around the league and they scout all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Bob Rivers better have some adjustments because they're gonna
Mm.
see how this thing works. But after the first go round, They're gonna have a red band. They're gonna have film on it, and
Yep.
they better have some alternatives.
Great
Because
point,
like
B Shaq.
if you play a team like New York that they can put like just think if you play New York at a playoff series. Now I got a OG Anunoby. I can pick you up 94 feet. Like
Mm-hmm.
how effective is Giannis at the point when you got a guy picking him up 94? Like it's not going to work because I don't think Giannis is that type of dribbler to kind of bob and weave through the
Navigate
defense
through
and
something like that,
he
right?
I don't think he's that he a good ball handler, but I don't think he a great ball handler. So I mean, you need great ball handlers to kind of navigate. So good coaches is going to know we're going to just pick Giannis up 94. We're going to wear him out. We're going to pick him up. We're going to beat him up. I could take OG taking 3 or 4 fouls because he ain't giving us nothing on offense really much anyway. So he going to be our foul guy and our stopper. So you probably lose against New York. So I mean, like you got to think of something other than point Giannis. It has to be some offense involved, some plays
Yeah.
run, some. Because like every night, I can see this. It could be a lot of different nights. We're going to have a lot of leading scores on this team. Like some nights it's going to be Miles, some nights it's going to be Porter, some nights it's going to
Good
be
point,
Trent.
Derek.
That's going to help. That's going to really help. But
The
now
ball has
you
to
got to look at
move.
Right. What
It's
up,
got to
yeah,
Scales?
move. The ball
yeah,
and body's got to move.
yep, yep.
Before we go ahead, Bleacher Report, I want to get your take on everything today. Mr. Cool, I'm going to tap you in a moment, sir, the legend. But go ahead, VP. Tell me how you feel
Okay.
about everything. I think B Shack has opened up a great conversation for us to debate today. How do you feel about what we've been talking about? Let's just start from here with B Shack with the Giannis thing. How do you feel about all of that?
Well, it's not too long ago. I did say that. I actually did bring that up. I said something about how nobody's talking about how Giannis is moving the players and stuff, and everything. It's like it was over their head a little bit, but I was serious. I'm like, I no, this is what I said. Who's gonna treat Giannis the way the Bucks treat Giannis? Not the league. Like you said, he ain't going to New York doing that. He's not going to Miami to do that, especially with
Or Pat Riley.
Pat Riley. It took somebody's cookies off a plane, so,
Mm-hmm.
so it's not happening. Is it? Is it? I just don't think that we don't look at what the Bucks did for him. Like, yes, he changed. No, this is what I said. They said that, like, I put an example of what the Packers is. It's the culture. When we got rid of Aaron Rodgers, it was because it was the culture. We didn't move past him. We knew that we had to move on from him eventually. They got Jordan Love, and then he was gone.
Hold
And
on,
it's
y'all. Hold
still,
on. The comment section is on fire right now. Hold on one sec. The comment section is on fire.
what they
Oh,
say.
just give me 1 second, y'all. I just want to address some of these. We're not saying like Giannis couldn't get past 94 feet or anything like that. I don't think that's what they're saying. But if Giannis is gonna be playing that type of point, he's gonna get tired way faster. And then he won't
Way
have the
faster.
same effect defensively, I think is what's trying to be said here. I see what you saying, Tish. I see Scales, Amtrax. I see y'all. I think that's what's being implied here. Giannis playing point is gonna take a lot out of him physically to be running point.
Yep.
Yes, I saw the comment. I think it was Derek saying that those last 8 games of the season, Giannis running point, everybody was eating. I agree. In that small sample size, Giannis was putting in work. My thing is, if he's our best player, right? He's in all his attributes. Do you want to burn him out at running point at this stage in his career? All those minutes, all of that
Oh,
pressure?
man.
I don't know if that's the best use of Giannis's talents. I
He
would
too injury
prefer. I
prone for
think situationally we should see point Giannis.
exactly.
Situationally, it should be point Giannis. I still think we should have a little faith at Kevin Porter Jr. to run the point guard position and with until further notice, and maybe Giannis can also work on moving without the ball. Because I think if he can do that to start to move, cut to the basket more, move without the ball, that will make things a lot easier. Giannis to me should be catching way more lobs than he does. I think if he was doing a lot, if they were doing a lot more backdoor screens, cuts to the basket, Giannis could even get baskets easier off the ball. I understand everyone's point of view about Giannis running point. I just don't think that's something you can do for a full season. Him playing 35, 40 minutes at the point guard. I don't think that that's the best use of Giannis's talent. Situationally, maybe to close out the game, I see that. But as far as every game,
Yeah.
I just don't think that's he'll be hurt. It's just too much.
He'll be
It's just
hurt.
too much. Go ahead,
He'll
Bleacher.
be hurt.
Before I'm here talking, go ahead,
No,
Bleacher.
I also will add to that with all the Achilles injuries, you don't need him to keep on running down and driving like that. You need him to, take some use off the body. Like I said last time, he doesn't need to play more than 30 minutes. You got to get these other guys involved, and that's why we was playing today. Of this team needs to play more together and have everybody more involved. This doing point Giannis, I don't like that because you got Kyle Porter Jr., you got all those other guys. It just it's ridiculous to me that they wait that long to sign. But I get your point, B Shaq. I think that you could have got Marcus Smart. I just think it's more of they wanted to get Ryan Rollins. They wanted to give Kyle Porter Jr., Gary Trent. I think they want to have those guys more. And I think Gary Trent had. And I know Mr. Cool will bring up Gary Trent had a good playoffs of stealing the ball, so he'd probably be saying Gary Trent
Mm-hmm.
real quick. I know he would, but I just don't. I don't know, but I think with Giannis recruiting or not recruiting, it's on him.
Hey, hold on. Antrax said I want to replay this clip after he wins MVP. I hope he does win MVP. We
Yeah,
all want him to succeed. I'm just thinking
Yeah.
about his health.
Yeah.
That's just a lot to
Exactly.
ask. That I'm thinking about the
Exactly.
health portion. That's just a lot to ask.
yeah. It's
Uh,
I want him to be healthy. I don't really care about MVPs, man. I'm just worried him to be in the play. Like when the last time he was healthy for the playoffs? You had to worry about it.
Exactly.
Like that's what I'm thinking about. I ain't thinking about no MVPs. I ain't thinking about no awards. I'm thinking about playoffs and have everybody healthy. Now, what the playoffs was based on? The Indiana Pacers had everything going, and they fell down because Halliburton got hurt. Like
Yeah.
you got who's gonna be the healthiest on the end of the season? I don't care about all the accolades. If you don't have the team ready for the playoffs, and everybody's not healthy for your team, then what's the point? Yeah, he can have MVP season, but it won't mean nothing if you don't get that championship. It just, I just think that right now, with the Bucks doing, they had the 21st, 24th. I mean, yeah, everybody outside. Okay, I was gonna get on B-Shack point. Everybody outside Milwaukee, yes, they're gonna talk crazy about how they stretch his contract, and I'm like, and then they get upset when us fans yelling at him online, telling them like, you don't even know what you're talking about because you're pretty much you want to go home. Did you watch the press conference with David Lillard? He's so happy being back at home, he don't care.
All
You
right, hold
saw
on
his
one
first.
second. One second. Hey, Mr. Cool, you good? What's that? Hey, Ryan, let me just tap in Mr. Cool for a
Okay.
second here before it gets
Okay.
too late. I
Okay.
appreciate you, bro. Hey, hold
Oh
on,
yeah.
man. Hey,
Appreciate it.
hey, man. Hey,
Come back on
tap back.
next
Yeah,
time.
come back here in a minute. Yeah,
Okay.
stay tuned,
Okay.
bro. Stay tuned. Let me just
All
tap in the
right.
legend here real quick. All right, bro.
All right.
Appreciate you. All right, Mr. Cool. Let me bring Mr. Cool. I know he got a lot to say. Hold on. Go ahead, Mr. Cool. It's on you.
Go ahead.
Dang. B-Shack. You made me come
yes,
on
sir.
tonight.
All
I
right.
wasn't going to
That's
say
why
Because
I
nothing.
looked at it. I was like,
I'm
hold on,
passionate
Mr.
about Giannis playing the Bucks
And
like fools, man. I'm passionate about that because it's not cool. When I saw him going to play for Greece again, which we've always excused that, but these circumstances
mm-hmm.
are a little different, man. They're a little different. You're not doing anything to help build the team. You're like it's on y'all. If you really are trying to win here, you should be doing everything you can to help the team, man. Make a call here and there. Come back, work with the young fellas. If you're talking about playing point guard, don't you think you need to be building rapport with your team during the summer? So we can make
Mm-hmm.
excuses all day long. In Milwaukee, in the bubble in Milwaukee, y'all gonna see it one way. But from the outside, I think the perspective is a little more balanced.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. Because he's looking like he just slapping the Bucks organization around now. That's what it looks like.
Yep.
And they have
Well, I
paid
mean,
him
obviously,
plenty. They have paid him plenty and treated him like the king of Nigeria. The king. like Eddie Murphy
Okay.
like level
No, hold
kid.
on one second. I just want to Tish, you are completely correct. I do want to make sure we emphasize that some of the young guys were going out to Greece to work out with Giannis, and they are working. So that is a positive. I don't want to make this seem like there's some type of Giannis.
Y'all come to me. Y'all come out to Greece to me. Y'all,
Whoa, man.
forget me coming to you. Y'all come bow at my throne.
Woo.
Come on,
Whew,
y'all.
man.
Come on. Even Ray Charles can see
Wow.
this.
What you got to say about that, Mr. Cole?
Wow.
Yeah, but B-Shack, they're playing. He's playing with the young guys, regardless of what country it's in. He's still. But you like, why is he doing this in Milwaukee? Why they got to fly across the country to go home? That
Everything is on his terms. Everything. It's pathetic. Like I said, I just think, man, he just punkied them right now, man. He's got the leverage. They gave him all the leverage, so he's got it. So I guess he's smart for using it.
go ahead, Mr. Cool. How do you
Okay.
think about
Let me.
everything? Get your breakdown, Mr. Cool.
Well, let's start with the Greece thing. I mean, he was where he was raised and grew up at. So I mean, international players, you got to cut them a little bit of slack because they're going to probably want to go home in the off season. I don't know that the Denver Nuggets are sending players over to work with Joker, in the off season in the summer. I don't hear that. So I'm just saying, I don't hear Luka work with guys when he goes home. I mean, so you got to cut him a little slack with the whole international piece of this.
All right. Hey, Scale said he'd
Now,
rather
in
train
terms
in
of
Greece.
trying to,
What'd he say?
Scale said he'd rather train in Greece. Go ahead, Mr. Cool. Scale salute. Go ahead, Mr. Cool.
I mean, think about the stars and American stars. Dame going back to Portland no matter what. Okay, people go home when they're in their off season, and so Dame wasn't trying to stay in Milwaukee. One extra second, he's leaving to go where he's going. So I mean, these players all like to go home when they're in their off season and do their workouts and things. So he just happened to be from Greece. In terms of players that he didn't help us get, you realize that the best player available was Miles Turner. He helped us get Miles Turner. He talked to him. Miles Turner said that. He talked to Giannis. And Marcus Smart is washed up. Why in the world would I want Marcus Smart? Why would I want Giannis calling him? That dude can't play no more. If the Washington Wizards, they buy you out, you're terrible. You're terrible.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Bro.
The Washington Wizards bought him out. You're so bad, we won't even keep you as a vet to help us out. We'll keep Middleton, we'll keep other guys, but Marcus, you got to go. So that was no big deal, him not talking to Marcus Smart. And Bills, where has he ever won? Any place he's been to is cancer. He's a cancer for a team. They lose. Went to Phoenix, they lose. Washington, they lose. So why in the world I want that dude? No thanks. So we got the best available player with Miles Turner. Giannis helped us get him. So I got to push back on some of this talk about Giannis. Next of all, if you start looking, I looked at all the players that were available free agents. Really, Trent Jr. and really Kevin Porter were two of the best guys would have been available. Even if I'm sure Giannis played a part in them guys re-signing with the Bucks. If they didn't like him and want to play with him, they would have been gone. There's no question in my mind those guys could have got more money.
100%.
They could have got more money from other teams. Okay? They chose to stay here. AJ Green chose to stay here. These guys had options, and they said, we will play with Giannis. He probably already talked to these guys. So because he's not openly saying that he's talking to people doesn't mean that he's not. Second of all, I think he took a lot of heat for the Dame trade. And I think Giannis wants to me, in my opinion, wants to kind of stay away from that visual or that perception that I'm out here doing with wheeling and dealing, pushing the buttons for getting players because the Dame trade kind of blew up in the Bucks' face in a lot of ways. And a lot of people blame Giannis. for saying I want to leave if we don't get better. We don't. If the front office is not trying to get better, I may have to look at other options. And they made that rush trade to get Dame.
Mm.
Drew Holiday was in the bed sleep when he got the call. Guess what? You're going to Portland. So I mean, that's how rushed that was. There was nobody even knew all that was going to happen like that. And many people, whether or not it's true or not, blame that on Giannis. So it could be. I'm just saying, Bishek. I'm just saying, Dan, that maybe he just doesn't want to be looked at as that guy that's behind the scenes doing all that, making all
Uh,
these decisions. Because as we all see, that didn't work out. Now, I'm letting you talk. I just want to. It's my point for y'all out
you know,
here
I love
beating
you,
up on
Mr.
Giannis
Cool.
like this.
I
And
respect you, man. I'm never going to
I try to
come
find
at
that.
you crazy, but
Okay.
I
Now, and
I
in terms
know
of this point guard spot,
in relationships when someone's getting slapped around. Oh, it ain't that bad. Oh, he didn't mean to do it. I didn't he didn't hit me. I just fell. I mean, we make it every sort of. I mean, listen. I understand the mindset. I understand the thought process. But the whole world has been wanting to know since the Bucks got eliminated in playoffs. Is Giannis staying or not? And the fact of the matter is, he has left the team just just dancing in the wind, just flopping around. That John Horst is so desperate to keep him that he did an historical wave and stretch, which
Mm-hmm.
I think the Bucks should get more credit for,
Agreed.
they're
Yeah,
getting dogged for it by the media. But Giannis has pretty much said, "Yo, I'm doing my thing. I'm gonna be on social media having fun. I'm going. By the way, I'm gonna play for Greece again." It's almost like there's just there's to me, it's no effort on his part to relieve the pressure that the Bucks organization and the city is feeling. He's
Mhm.
like, I'm going to build this pressure and build this pressure and build this pressure, and so much so that if he comes back, which he's under contract, I'm sure he'll be back. Business demand a trade. It's like, how can you not look at it from side eye? How can you know that we
Yeah,
don't mess up? It's almost like when the dude hits you and leaves the house and he comes back, every time you move, you flinching because you don't know if he's gonna leave or not. It's like
right,
it's to me it's a dysfunctional. It's becoming dysfunctional because this man has so much power and so much control. Um, I hope it all works out. I hope he says, you know something, hey, I don't know how he's going to handle saying I'm back. I don't know if he's going to come back, act like nothing happened, act like, hey, I never said I was going to leave. So this passive aggressive stuff. But I'm just saying, man,
Mhm.
how long the Bucks going to let this? Probably through the end of the contract. But if he doesn't renew or up the contract, they need to move first. If he doesn't re up or
Right,
doesn't, they need to get some steel in their back and say, okay, it's now's where it stops. Now is when we take control of our franchise again. At some point, they need some assurance from Giannis that he wants to be there beyond his contract. If not, something in their thinking needs to switch.
How about this though? Let's look at it from a different perspective, from Giannis's perspective, just a little bit here. Now, if I'm Giannis and I sign this extension, what pressure does the organization have to get better if we already have him signed under contract? If he doesn't do these type of things, just look at it from a different perspective, different set of goggles, right? If he doesn't do this, then Horse isn't under pressure to have a historic off season if he's not teetering a little bit. Maybe you need that little bit of fire under your butt to keep you engaged. So I want to look at it from that perspective as well. Is Giannis doing that to make sure this team stays engaged and he never goes out like a Kevin Garnett where he just signs and then they just do whatever because they
Yeah,
got him, so they'll have butts in the seats. So he has to play the leverage game too. He has to play the leverage game too.
I I hear you, and I see Tish is on that too. And you know something? It probably it probably it probably is probably a smart thing to do
Mm-hmm.
to a degree.
Okay.
To a degree. Um, to a degree. At some point, you're the leader of the Milwaukee Bucks team. You are the superstar. We need to know that your heart is with us. If I'm on the if I'm on the team, I'm like, yo, y'all just need to say something, man, because we're following him,
But
and so
but Bishak,
maybe and
a lot of that.
his pressure has worked. To me, it's
I mean to
worked.
cut you off.
Go ahead, Mr. Cool.
Right, but remember, Bishak, remember one thing that a lot of this stuff is generated by them asking him all these questions more so than him grabbing the mic and going in front of a camera and saying, "I'm kind of tired of being here." I mean, it's not him taking that lead in that. Now, I understand what you're saying. He could put that fire out by just coming out and saying, "Look, I'm good. I love Milwaukee. I'm gonna be here. I'm here for the
Mm-hmm.
duration. I'm looking at signing my contract extension. Whatever. He could put the fire out of all that talk, which he doesn't. But he also don't initiate it. They come in right away trying to talk him out of staying here. So he's got a lot of pressure, I believe, more than what we realize, just from the media doing that constantly.
Mm-hmm.
Constantly. You need to go somewhere else. You're going to be better up. You're never going to win here. I mean, so that narrative is so strong and so powerful, and he has to deal with that every single day. I get tired of hearing it. I can only imagine him personally. And
Facts.
I also think Giannis has become very media savvy in the sense that he likes his attention. There's some prima donna in him. Okay,
Agreed.
I don't know if I would say narcissist yet, but he loves his attention. He plays the media. He likes doing all this stuff with it. Whoever that guy is over there in Greece
Mm-hmm.
that he's running around with that camera, and he just likes all this attention he's getting. He's eating that up for whatever reason. This is something he enjoys doing. The thing is, we don't fully know where he's at, Bishak. I agree with you on that. We don't know how he really feels because he doesn't really come out and make a bold 100% factual, this is where I'm at statement. And the fans, I agree, do deserve a little bit more concrete from him than this kind of wishy-washy answers that he gives about that. But at this point, I don't see any indication that he wants to leave. I just think that just becomes chatter. And people pick up on it
Aren't
and we
y'all
hear it
worried
and we
about him
hear it and
getting
we hear it.
hurt in Greece? Don't let him get hurt playing for Greece.
It,
Yeah.
my,
Yeah.
my
If
That's
that if that
that's a
what do you think the
possibility.
Bucks if he gets hurt?
I know, I know. He got hurt a couple weeks. A
It's the
couple.
wrong. It's the
But
wrong
listen,
time to be
listen,
playing for Greece. It's the wrong time to be playing for Greece. Frankly,
I remember a couple years ago he got hurt.
correct me if
But
I'm wrong,
like, shut him down. They called him like shut him down.
Yeah.
Like they not playing around. I remember a couple years ago he played for Greece. He hurt his knee. Bus called him like shut him down. We shut him down. They're not gonna play. They're not gonna
yeah,
do
this ain't
that.
the time for that. It's too much. It's too much on the line. The Bucks
Yeah.
gave up. The Bucks have given up like 20 to 23 million dollars a year over the next 5 years to keep this dude. You
Right.
owe it just for that move alone. You should say, okay, this year I'm not going to play for them. I'm gonna make sure I'm healthy for them because if I'm not healthy, the team has no chance. There's no Dame, there's no Middleton, there's no Drew. I'm everything for the Bucks, and he just like I'm gonna go over there and play. It's European League, but they be playing rough and aggressive.
But I
I
will
don't know
say
why.
this.
I don't know
But
why
the last
Milwaukee
time he
Bucks
played in
fans are not
Greece,
seeing
he
this.
developed his mid range while he was playing for Greece and brought that back. So maybe he uses that to work on his game. That will be the positive spin that I could provide. Last year or last time he played for Greece, he was working on his mid range. Maybe he
That's
will use.
true.
Maybe he will
That's true.
use Greece to work on another part of his game. Maybe that's why he wants to do that, to work on another part of his game. I don't know what that will be, but maybe that's what he's trying to work on. I'm assuming because that's what happened
And,
last time. So let's look at
and
the
you know
positive side.
how about always talk about he needs to play more pickup? Well, this is kind of like pickup, but in
Right.
competition.
Correct. Correct. And he might be doing that to stay in shape and to work on his game. So I want to look at the positives for Greece. And yes, Giannis does have a lot of control, and he should. You won a championship, 2-time MVP, regular season, Finals MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. You're gonna have cachet. You're gonna have some cachet with your team and organization. I really feel. I see where you're coming from, B Shack, but I think it's a game being played by both sides. I think they're
And,
both playing
I
high
don't think
level
this would
chess.
be happening under Pat Riley. This wouldn't be happening under Pat
But
Riley. It
Pat,
just
Pat
wouldn't.
Riley's cachet is different. He's won like 100 million championships. So you got to talk to him nice. You got to talk to Pat Riley nice. You get what I'm saying? Horston and they have a chip, but they don't have multiple championships. I mean, that man was a Magic Johnson, Kareem, Shaq, Dwayne. His cachet is gonna be different. So like that'll be one of the few people. Giannis can't talk crazy to nobody like that, or Popovich or somebody like that. They have too much cachet. They've done too much. And it's reversed for him. He's done so much. You can't talk. You got to be a certain type of person or a certain elk to talk crazy to him because he's done that much. I'm not
That's
saying that
true.
like to be a Giannis fanboy or nothing like that. I understand where everybody's coming from, but we just gotta be real. We gotta be real about Giannis. He's done so much and doing so much. We gonna give him a grain of salt for almost anything. I'm just keeping it real. For what he's
yeah,
done, we're gonna pretty much give him a pass for almost anything. Anything.
and
The
that,
only thing that would
So,
get him off of the Bucks was if he was on the Epstein file or something like that. Besides that, there is no way that Giannis is gonna lose any good faith with the
that's
Bucks.
wild.
That's it.
oh my
That would
god,
be it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's where the pushback is coming from friends and family in the chat. I think they're looking. I know your perspective, B Shack, and it's very valid. But
I
that's the
agree.
fan
I
perspective. Go ahead. Go ahead, VP.
Yeah, I'm on that perspective too because I feel like with Giannis having this team by the because I said the bus culture is Giannis, and that's the problem. The culture is Giannis, and like I said, with the Packers, it's just the Packers nostalgia. They're gonna do the same thing every year, and then when they got rid of Aaron Rodgers with Jordan Love, young team, but still stay nostalgia. But the Bucks are just too much of what Giannis built up for this team, and then now they got no answer. And now another thing to add on to that is the second apron. The second apron is another reason why we can't just have another star with us. So we complaining about they can't get body, but the second apron is pretty much you got to craft differently too. So that's what I also think where y'all's gonna go when once let's say he just wake up next day I want to go. You gotta change your whole roster just to get the man on your roster. You gotta pay him $60 million or more. Like it's just too much moving parts around. You gotta craft your team to have not just star players but role players. Like look at the finals. Look what you had to build guys around that wasn't all stars. It just I think that people now to understand that too as well. So that's why I think this roster is done until otherwise, because you gotta let B
So
shot.
the Bleacher Report boss, if you know that, you know Giannis knows that. Giannis, if Giannis knows he can't really go nowhere,
Why play the game?
then just wrap it up, man. Just wrap this game up. Just say, okay, I pushed it as far as I can push it. The team can do as much as they can do. It's either enough or it's not enough. By now, you should know the answer to that question. Either they've done enough or they haven't done enough. So piss or get off the pot, man. I mean, come on now. I'm sorry. Forgive me.
No, so
Uh,
that's actually, but I get it. I get it though. That's what I'm saying though. We understand your. That's what made this
we
last
gotta edit.
hour
We
or
gotta
so.
edit that out,
Right,
man.
right. This last debate has been very interesting because I understand the perspective, and I think a lot of people in the fan base do have your perspective to a certain extent as well. B Shat, we've never really had this true discussion before, and I think this has opened up a lot of different ways of thinking. Even looking at the chat, it's going a lot of different ways. You know what I mean? So I think this was a great topic and conversation to bring up. Great topic, and I really want to see how things move forward now that we've kind of brought up this topic and kind of opened up this Pandora's box per se. Hey, I tell y'all, B Shack is the most controversial figure in this chat. That's how I be introducing it. I be telling y'all.
I'm gonna be
Hey,
trying to be controversial, man. I'll be trying.
soon as I'm like, hey, we got the most controversial person in the chat about to tap in
I'll
right
be
now.
trying,
Hey,
man.
get your popcorn. Get your popcorn. Shout out to B Shack.
I soon you said that he joined that the Greece team, I knew. Like I saw when I saw the text, like, oh crap, I'm regularly mad about that.
So I'm gonna be mad right on the
I already knew. I was outside. I'm like, I saw that text. I'm like, oh crap, so we're gonna get mad about that. I
All
knew it.
right, Sean.
I
We
was
gotta get last word.
surprised.
We gotta get last.
I
We're
was
gonna start with
surprised.
Mr. Cool and end with the VP. Hold on one sec. Go ahead, Mr. Cool. Oh, you muted yourself. You muted yourself. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. You muted yourself. You okay? Hold on one second. Hold on. Don't touch nothing. Hit the button again, Mr. Cool.
Amtrak, you ain't right.
Hit the button again, Mr. Cool. We don't hear you. Just hit the mute button. Hit the mute button. You muted yourself, Mr. Cool. Let's give Mr. Cool a second here. Hold on. And I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Then I'm gonna drop you. Then just come back in, Mr. Cool, because I don't know what happened here. But hold on, put the link in the chat real quick, Mr. Cool. All right, I'm gonna drop you. Then just come back in here, Mr. Cool. All right. B Shack, on you, sir.
Listen, I listen. I'm just. I love Giannis. He's my favorite player. Um, I just see this as he's got the franchise in such a traumatized state, man. And they're just doing everything they can to please this man. And he's like chilling in the corner with a cigarette on the tip of his lips, man. He don't even
Yo.
seem like he's moved, man. He's over there keying in Greece, man. He's doing live streams. The man said about coming back to Milwaukee, he was like, what did he say? He said, maybe,
I love
probably.
baby.
I mean,
I
I'm,
love him.
I'm like, dang, Giannis, have some mercy, man. Have some mercy. I mean, they got you. The Bucks brought you in. You was like one of those little. You ever see a deer, the baby deer when he's born, how their legs be all skinny and stuff? That's how Giannis looked when he came over here. And y'all fed him. Now you can get the baby deer like some milk, a bottle, and they fed him and they nourished him, and they became a big, strong deer. And now he's just running wild, just uncontrollable. So all I can say is that we're going to if we want to take this abuse, we can take it. And I guess we just be at Giannis's mercy. That's all. And we just hopes Mr. Giannis comes back to Milwaukee. Please, Giannis, please come back. We'll do anything, Giannis.
Right.
Please come back. Don't do us like this anymore longer, sir. Please. And we'll be forever grateful to you. Okay. We will give you the rest of our souls for the next 2 years if you just come back. We'll give you everything we got. All right. So please come back. We'll give you all of our dignity. We'll give you all of our, all of our whatever if you just come back. Please come back.
Oh, you VP. This is gonna go down as a classic one because BJ. Go ahead, VP. Go ahead. Then we go to Mr. Cool.
All right. I wanted to say, like, this is a good discussion. I really, to me, it's on the Bucks organization to how long they're gonna take it. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, this is, to be honest with you, it reminds me of Aaron Rodgers. So the difference is he brought the championship home. He's changed the culture and everything. The difference is Packers, like a year out before they had enough of them. They, like, once they told them we're not doing this, we're not doing this. I knew the writing was on the wall for him getting gone. But
Mm,
but the problem is with the Bucks is you don't have no plan, and that's on the Bucks. They don't have
right.
a plan once he's gone, so they gotta figure it out. But I'm not saying that. I mean, I'm not saying I want him gone or anything. What I'm saying is we gotta look to the future after that. But right this year and next year, he's under contract until he signs that extension. I still believe I'm tripling down that he's gonna sign that extension for the season this year, because where else is he gonna go that's gonna treat him like this? That he's the king of the castle. He's doing whatever he wants to
No
do. No
place.
team do with that. No team that don't know him like that. It's not gonna treat him the way the Bucks does. So he's gonna sign that extension soon. So if that doesn't happen, then you think about getting rid of him and getting your draft picks or something you can do and try to get back up your franchise. The problem is everybody's not thinking about that right now. They're thinking about we're gonna be going back in the dark age again. And that's what it goes back to my point of the culture. The culture is Giannis. And that has to change. If it doesn't change, we'd be in the same spot before. So it should not be the Milwaukee Giannis's and stuff. It's supposed to be the Milwaukee Bucks. It's supposed to be a different culture that brings Milwaukee together. So something that they need to do. But that's why everybody wants to keep pulling Giannis eye. They're like, oh, he got nobody won't be there. Nobody want to come. But like Amber said, they built downtown because of him. The mural, all the other stuff that's been down there. Everything's been changed since the last time I've been down there. It's like everything changed. But they have to find a way to put more emphasis on finding other players that's going to be beyond Giannis. And I just think that him being point guard, whatever, is not going to be it all season. So that's what I got to say about it. But it's cool, guys. Finish off with.
Appreciate you. Shout out VP. What up, WFSO? Go ahead, Mr. Cool.
Okay, can I address the whole overseas working out with players?
Right.
I think that's a good thing. Let me say this too. I could be wrong, but I think Paul George was playing in pickup games here this summer and got injured, had to have surgery. Is that what I read?
I
So my
believe.
point, B-Shack, you could get hurt here, running in scrimmages here in your own gym and get hurt. So that could happen here as well if he's just here playing and running pickup games here. And second of all,
Absolutely.
he don't like to play against players that he has to compete against. So if he was here and let's say he didn't go back to Greece, who's he going to play up against to really build up his game? I mean, I think at least the competition there, it gives him an opportunity to work on some things as we talked about the mid-range shot and things like that. So
Agreed,
that
Tish.
provides that opportunity for him. So I don't like him playing there because I thought last year really bothered me because he came up to injury and went out there and played. I thought that was kind
Oh
of a
yeah,
slap
that
in the
was
face
that was a
when he
little
did
That
scary.
that.
was
Yeah, that was scary.
And in terms of point guard, well, the final 5 games of the season when he played the point, he had 4 triple doubles.
Mm-hmm.
So clearly he can handle that spot and do what maybe the competition wasn't the best, but I don't care. He had 4 triple doubles in 5 games running the
True.
point.
Facts.
So clearly he's capable of doing pretty good at that spot. And I also think you talk about injuries. Well, he wasn't playing point guard when he got hurt. These injuries he's had, there's no guarantee he's going to be more injured by playing the point guard as he is playing down in the block all the time and on the wing. So I mean, I just a gamble with that in terms of his case of him playing too hard and getting hurt. I mean, right now he's 30 years old, and he's high energy player. So I don't mind him running the point. We brought in another point guard. We signed one last year. We signed another one now who can handle the ball. If in fact we have to make some changes, we have players now that can do that. But I think it's worthwhile to see what he can do by running the point. A, he wants to do that. Two, he likes getting assists. He needs guys that can make shots around him. He has no trouble passing the ball. He loved passing the ball to AJ Green and to Trent because they can shoot it. So, I mean, I think we may be borrowing trouble, and let's just see how this all lands. And in terms of the future, well, guess what? If he decides he wants to leave, we're going to get a bunch of draft picks back for him anyway. Mm-hmm. So then we will start over. And you don't stay on top for 7, 8, 9 years, okay, all the time, unless you're doing things right. So those teams that all have bounced up and doing well, all have had down years. You can't have it both ways. Sooner or later, you're going to have to start from the scratch and go down to whatever and build your team back up. That's just all those teams did it. OKC did it. OKC had 3 guys that ended up being league MVPs, and they didn't win a championship. Mm-hmm. All 3 of them on their roster. Now, they may not have been MVPs at that time, but they didn't win no championship and lost all 3 of those guys in trades. So I don't like that when people make these comparisons about our front office. We won the most games for 7 straight years. The Bucks is the winningest team in the NBA. So we've won ball games. We won our share. Have we won all championships? No, but who else has won one? Nobody's won it back-to-back. Giannis is just being Giannis. He's kind of a character. He likes to play this kind of personality thing that he does. He's kind of a clown. We know that. He's silly. He does things for different reasons. And I think Bishak wants to see a more serious side of him in terms of his commitment to the Bucks. And I understand that.
Right.
We are paying him a lot of money. But all the superstars are paid a lot of money. He ain't only one. Okay, so why are we picking on him? How much money do you think all these players? Giannis wasn't even a top 5 NBA salary this past year. He wasn't even in the top 5. Arguably the best player in the league.
That's true.
So you're going to cater to superstars, huh?
It's going to be a top.
You're going to cater to superstars, man.
Agreed. Man, this is
going to
hey, this live is about to have so crazy playback value. It's about to be crazy on this. Go ahead, Mr. Cool.
I'm just saying, I understand how y'all feel, Dan, and how you feel, B-Shack. I do. I really get it. But I'm just not there yet with him.
Got me turn my fan on right now. He's making me melt. He's making me melt.
Go ahead, Mr. Cool.
Oh man!
But I like where we're at. We're doing great things. We built up a good roster. I don't need Giannis to be the GM. First of all, I wouldn't trust him being the GM because I just don't know that he knows enough about who to go get. It's not his job. Not his job. His job is to perform for us. If he's gonna go around and pick our players for me, then why am I paying a general manager? Okay, that's not his job. Is to perform and play. And all this recruiting stuff is a little bit overrated because I didn't see nobody out there that we needed to recruit, that he needed to be on the phone with, that we didn't already get. Our own players were the best players available for the most part.
Agreed.
So I'm cool. Rollins is a nice player. And Bobby Portis is a nice player to come off the bench. And those guys re-signed with the Bucks because of Giannis. They could have went other places and made more money. Every single one of those guys could have went somewhere else to make more money, and they chose to stay here. Now, why is that? Just saying. I mean, if they disliked playing with Giannis, they would have been up and out of here.
That's a good
We
point.
had the number one three-point shooting team in the league. Number 1 in the entire NBA. And we got all our players back that made all those shots. Dude, we're a nice team right now. And Giannis is one of the reasons why those guys like playing with him. They like playing with him. So y'all need to not be so hard on Giannis, man. He's a big part of why we were where we're at.
Facts.
and with the players that we got.
I agree. I
Y'all
agree.
want him to be like
But
standing in
sometimes you need to
Milwaukee
hear from a different
over at
perspective, though,
Brewer
Mr.
Stadium
Cool.
with
I
a
do
flag.
think it's good to have a different perspective because I do think it's a viable perspective
Okay,
as
that's
well.
fine. Oh yeah, and B Shaq and bought it for an hour and a half. Lord have mercy. He been on Giannis.
No, I say it's
But I
about
understand.
30,
I get it.
30,
I
yeah,
get it. I
30
get it.
total minutes. About yeah, but I think this is a great conversation. Appreciate you, Mr. Cool. Hey, as I always say, the most controversial and interesting member of the chat, B Shack. Always salute. Always
Yes,
salute.
he is. He's my guy.
VP, salute. Mr.
He is
Cool,
my
salute.
guy. DJ is my guy.
Same,
B
right,
Shaq is
right,
my guy.
right, same. All right, Shaw. Hey, B Shot, see y'all in a couple days. All
Tish,
right.
hey,
All
hey,
right.
Tish, leave him alone. Tish, leave B Shaq alone. He's all right.
All right, y'all. Go. Oh, this was classic. What just happened this last hour? That was crazy. What just happened, y'all? All right, we tap in Brandon before we get up out of here. We running about 2 hours here. 1 second, y'all. Go ahead, Brandon. It's on you, bro.
What up?
What up?
Uh, I'm going out right now. I'm going cleaning up, babysitting. Wow. Hey, then look at my birthday to very good. Look at it, y'all.
What up? Hey, you got a lot of background noise. I don't know if you could turn the TV down or whatever. Yeah, you got a little bit of background noise there, brother. There you go. Yeah, go ahead, Brandon.
I know, bro. Hey, I see what y'all talking about. Talk about that things about this season.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think I'm not gonna get too far ahead now. You know the season not yet. You can hear it yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I think all the any injury, I think we can be the third or second seed
Oh
in the
wow.
East.
Okay.
It depends on the matchup.
Okay.
So I think I agree with B Shaq saying it's too much dancing going around.
All right. Hey, you gotta take care of that, Brandon. Go ahead real quick before you gotta go. Just get the people some before
I
you go,
know.
Brandon.
Hey, the look at my birthday Spanish friend, then one second time, I let y'all go with that.
All right, go, Brandon. Go ahead, handle your business,
Alright.
bro. All right, we gotta let Brandon go. That knock sounded like damn near FBI knock. You better go answer there, Brandon. That sounds serious, brother. Hope all is well. All right, y'all. This was an outstanding live. A lot of great engagement in the chat. Saw a lot of commentary. Tish, Boy Mommy, Derek, Jimmy, the whole crew. I think B Shack brought up some viable points, and I think it's a perspective to look at. And I thought that what B Shack brought up as far as Giannis having control was a very interesting perspective. And I think, like I said, there's a lot of truth to what he's saying, but I also think there's another side of the coin that we were all pushing back. But again, that's why we're here, friends and family, to have debate. That's what the whole point of this podcast is to debate about the Bucks in a respectful and tasteful fashion, just like today. Just because you don't agree with someone, you don't have to talk down. You just give your point of view. That's why this is the best Bucks podcast on YouTube, the best chat on YouTube. Just hands down, we're the best. Do you not see the knowledge being dropped in this chat on the podcast by the panel? Where else are you going to get this type of diverse perspective on the Milwaukee Bucks on this type of platform? I appreciate everyone tapping in. If you haven't already, please hit the like button. As you can see, there's easy to engage. If you ever want to join, the link is always in the chat. Feel free to tap in. Appreciate everyone that tapped in today. Again, this live is going to have outstanding playback value. Would definitely will be bringing dropping shorts from this live in the next few days, and I really appreciate everyone tapping in and continuing to support the Bucks and this podcast in the off season as well. Just to prepare people, we will be talking about the Packers as soon as mini camps and things start revving up for the Packers, we will start also incorporating Packers lives as well. Or if anything sports related that's really big happens, you can plan on us to go live. Stay locked in. This community is extremely engaged, especially on YouTube. Between posts and the comment section, we get it cracking over here. If this is your first time, please subscribe. You will not go wrong being part of this community. We've been together for a while. Ain't that right, friends and family? Salute. All right, let me get off of my. Hey, somebody hit the like button so we can go from 59 to 60. That's crazy. Let's get at least one more like to go to 60, y'all. We have 59 likes. Let's get 60 just to make it even. I hate off numbers. I'm one of the people at the gas pump. If my gas pump go to 2001, I got to get it to a even number. Like, it got to be 2010, 2050, something like that. I can't just have it on 01. Let's get it to 60, y'all. One more. And then we'll be straight up in here. So, all right, y'all. I'm going to get up out of here. It's almost 11. I'm Ammer. This is Ammer's Logic, Milwaukee Bucks trades, rumors, and news, where we just got done discussing Giannis's stranglehold on the franchise and expectations for the Bucks going into this season with the current roster and X factors of Kuzma, Kevin Porter Jr. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate that, y'all. But Kevin Porter Jr. And if Doc can handle this roster, Giannis is also going to be playing for Greece. So we got a lot going on. So stay locked in. Probably go live in the next 3 or 4 days again. And just stay tuned. Shorts are always dropping. And we're going to keep the content moving. Comment, like, subscribe, and share the most electrifying content on YouTube. Real talk. Gone.